Fox 61 News at 6 starts now.
Now at 6, long lines at dispensaries for day one of recreational marijuana sales.
The vibe today is I'm going to be a kid in a candy store when I get in there.
We're hearing from people who say this is long overdue.
Plus, concerns over marijuana getting into the wrong hands. Officials urging parents to store cannabis safely and away from children.
And crisis in the classroom, from teacher shortages to mental health.
This is a problem we solve today, so we don't have to solve it again in 10 years.
A new survey sheds light on what voters see as top issues in schools across the state.
The semester begins next week, but the coursework is going on right now, so to speak. I'm Jim Altman. We tell you more from stories ahead on the Fox 61 News.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here on the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Jen Bernstein. As of an hour ago, the state has recorded more than $251,000 in recreational marijuana sales.
And that's just for the first day of sales. Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez joining us live at Fine Federal Dispensary in Newington with a look at opening day. Samaya.
Yeah, Ben and Jen, this morning there was a line of eager customers. They wanted to be among the first through the doors. Now you can see there's a steady line right now. It's just been going all day long. All of these people among the first in the state to legally purchase pot in a retail shop for the first time.
It just gives me everything I need. I can't wait to try it.
Unlike 2018, when recreational shops opened in neighboring Massachusetts, there were no hours-long lines Tuesday at Fine Federal. Melissa Pettit was in the door in Newington and out in 10 minutes, weed in hand.
And it's been a long time and waiting for this, so it makes me happy that we could just go into a store now and get this without having a medical card. It's really progress.
Progress for a segment of the population that has been looking for people to become more accepting. You use marijuana to calm stress.
To calm stress.
Devin Anderson among the first customers celebrating opening day across Connecticut. Fine Federal also has shops in Stamford and Willimantic, 4 other stores across the state now serving the adult use market.
Nobody got to hide anymore. No one has to hide. You can just come down and buy. And go home.
General Manager Dennis So learned what was needed today from opening day sales in Massachusetts.
I think parking, traffic control, it starts with the moment someone arrives at our dispensary.
A QR code outside reserves a spot inside while other workers direct traffic, keeping long lines away.
We are asking folks to show up with a reservation so that folks aren't lining up outside the building and having to wrap around. It's cold, it's the winter.
A valid ID allows adults 21 and older to buy up to 1/4 of an ounce of flower or its equivalent in vapes and edibles.
It's definitely helping shift the stigma and the negative view that people have had on cannabis for a while to a more positive light where they understand that it's helpful.
Connecticut's first recreational customers telling Fox 61 this controversial green bud is about more than leisure.
It helps with stress and PTSD and all kinds of things, and it's hard to get a card sometimes because you got to find the right doctor and things like that, but this makes it so now you don't have to.
There are about 50,000 people who participate in the state's medical marijuana program. Now, there are separate lines for those folks, and the Department of Consumer Protection wants to make it clear that that program is not impacted at all by recreational sales opening up. We're live in Newington. Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61 News.
Busy day, Samaya. Thank you. Well, the state thinks that they're ready to tackle the challenges ahead with recreational marijuana sales, including keeping cannabis out of the hands of children. Fox 61's Matt Karen joining us live in Hartford with a look at what's already in place and what might be coming down the pipe next. Matt?
Yeah, that's right. Connecticut's recreational marijuana bill, which was passed last session, does already have some safe storage provisions. But today, on this first day of legal recreational sales, the legislature's Children Committee decided to meet to discuss ways to push safety even further. Connecticut's budding new industry comes with some highs and lows.
There are substances that are intended for adult use that unfortunately get in the hands of kids.
On this day, the General Assembly's Children's Committee met to outline a robust agenda that includes an act concerning the safe storage and disposal of cannabis. The committee's chair, Liz Lenahan.
there are some provisions to keep things safe, as in restrictions on gummies, making sure things are individually wrapped and all that. But we need to go further.
There's no bill language just yet, but a similar bill from last session sought to have safe storage signs posted at every retail pot shop.
It really comes down to getting the information out into the right hands.
State agencies like the Department of Children and Families have tried to support that effort through public information campaigns.
Out of reach, out of sight, and locked up.
And not just safe storage, but safe disposal.
Your trash could be an accident waiting to happen.
Crushing your cannabis, sealing it in a bag, and mixing it with unappealing substances like kitty litter or dirt.
We know with toddlers, everything goes to their mouth, whether it's a teenager who is looking to experiment. It's all of those things that we as adults have to tune into.
The state acknowledges no amount of regulation can substitute for responsible parenting, but they've tried to help with rules on edibles, including all-white packaging, tamper-safe material, and a ban on fun food shapes.
What we will learn will allow us to inform public policy moving forward, but I do believe that the thoughtfulness around this legislation has positioned us really well to kind of enter this next round with our eyes wide open.
And it's important to note that in addition to the state and really ultimately parents being responsible for keeping cannabis out of the hands of children, municipal governments also have a role to play. They, for example, can determine how many feet a retail pot shop should be from a school, for example. And we were also told today that if your child accidentally does ingest cannabis, of course, first thing you should do, call his or her doctor. You can also call the poison control line. We're live here inside the Capitol complex in Hartford. Matt Karen, Fox 61 News.
Good information tonight, Matt. Thank you very much. In other news, a 7-year veteran of the Waterbury Police Department lost his job after an internal affairs investigation found that he was operating outside of the department's policies. Officer James Hinkle was directing traffic, as you can see, when an incident happened last month, and the entire thing was caught on camera. Fox 61's New Haven County Bureau reporter Julia LeBlanc joining us live now in Waterbury with more on this video. Julia.
Hi, good evening to you, Jen. We heard from the chief a few hours ago who says Officer Hinkle's action that day about a month ago were unacceptable and damaging to the public's trust in the department. Now, they also released a nearly 10-minute video of the entire incident, as you just mentioned. Take a look at some of it here.
I haven't seen a case in my 30 years here that's undermined public trust more so than this.
Strong words from Waterbury Police Chief Fernando Spagnolo. This after he fired a 7-year veteran of his department for misconduct in acting outside of department policy.
I don't know how anyone from the public would ever trust that officer if they were stopped by him at some point. If you've watched the video, you know it's shuddering.
Pull over! This is the video he's talking about. The man behind the body camera is Officer James Hinkle. He was directing traffic in this intersection when a woman drove through it. Officer Hinkle is then seen slamming on the car, yelling at her to pull over. So she did.
Did you not see this bright yellow vest standing in the middle of the street? This means stop. This means stop.
I didn't see that until I was already past.
And then you still drove by me.
Sorry, sir. I didn't.
License and registration now.
The 9-minute video continues in a similar manner, with Officer Hinkle yelling at the driver and her apologizing, saying it was a misunderstanding. He called for backup, eventually issuing a ticket for the driver, which has since been dismissed.
I got 2 kids at home waiting for me to come home tonight.
Sir, I'm very sorry.
Sorry doesn't break it.
After an internal affairs investigation, Officer Hinkle has been fired, and the chief says this behavior will not be tolerated.
We are looking to gain trust from the citizens in our community, not belittle them, not berate them, or not scare them.
Now, the chief tells us he's been alerted to Officer Hinkle's performance in the past, saying that he has been observed and then actually retrained. Now, the union is responding to this whole thing, saying in a statement, quote, "The union will ensure that Officer Hinkle will be afforded all the due process rights in the collective bargaining agreement. Officer Hinkle was in his 8th year with the department and has no prior discipline during that time. He also is a combat military veteran." Now, back out here live right outside the Waterbury Police Department, the union says they are consulting with their lawyers and might pursue an appeal. We're live here in Waterbury tonight. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
Quite the video, Julia. Thank you. New tonight, a North Haven school employee is facing charges for falsely reporting a bomb threat. 37-year-old Sharithia Bradley allegedly called police saying her daughter was afraid to go to school because of a bomb threat. Police say that Bradley was uncooperative and would not give more information. Investigators found the report non-credible. They traced the call to Bradley, an employee at the school where the threat was made. Police did not say which school was involved, just that it was in North Haven and not a public school.
Well, a dry and cold day across the state.
Now, Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now with a first check of the forecast. A little chilly out there. Hi, Rach.
Yeah, a little chilly out there. Getting a bit cooler tomorrow and especially tonight with temperatures dropping back through the 20s. But the colder air doesn't hang on for very long. In fact, we are tracking quite a bit of rain to finish the week. This is going to be for Thursday night into Friday morning. We could end up picking up anywhere between 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain. And before this rain moves in, there could be a few scattered rain or snow showers during the day on Thursday, but it should be fairly light. Temperatures right now in the upper 30s to lower 40s, and we're seeing 34 right now in Waterbury. Heading through the evening tonight, these stubborn clouds should start to break up apart a little bit, and we'll see overnight lows that'll be dipping back into the 20s as we head towards daybreak tomorrow, even the upper teens for some of our cooler spots. So we'll start the day off brighter tomorrow, then we'll see increasing clouds as we head through the afternoon. High temperatures rising into the upper 30s, and then we'll see the chance for that scattered rain or snow shower on Thursday. We'll talk more about that, plus that round of rain and wind on the way. Your full forecast coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. Officer Alec Ayurado will be inducted into the National Law Enforcement Officer Hall of Fame. He was given the Courage and Service Award by the Hall of Fame for his actions during the deadly shooting in Bristol back in October. Officer Ayurado was seriously injured but fired back, killing the suspect. His fellow officers, Lieutenant Destin DeMonte and Sergeant Alex Hamzy, were killed while responding to that very same call, which police believe was an ambush. Well, right now, an investigation underway in Torrington after thieves took off with 10 catalytic converters stolen from school buses.
Fox 61 Symphony Privet shares how this impacted students and what lies ahead for student transportation in the meantime.
So our staff came in around 5:30 to get vehicles ready, and we noticed that some of our catalytic converters were stolen out of our smaller type vehicles.
The thefts forced a 2-hour delay as All-Star Transportation still had to figure out how to get students to school this morning. They resorted to using different vehicles from a nearby terminal.
The smaller vehicles, they're the ones for our special needs students, so that's really disheartening. Obviously, they don't think about that when they're stealing them out of the vehicles. They're thinking about their pockets. But, you know, we're doing the best we can and trying not to impact the students.
The delay not only caused a strain on the bus company.
And the parents are impacted too, because now they have to make arrangements to take their kids to school or wait for the bus for 2 hours. So it's a nuisance for everyone.
However, this isn't the first time All-Star Transportation has dealt with their catalytic converters being stolen. Gardner tells us they've had this happen at several other terminals across the state, and they're hopeful the public can help.
It's going to cost over $30,000. Hopefully something will crack and we can, you know, have this not happen anymore.
Symphony Privet, Fox 61 News.